Welcome back to the channel, hockey fans. It's Mike here, Sasquatch NHL, Flames versus Kraken, live post-game rapid reaction here. Thanks for being here for another episode. Unfortunately, it didn't turn out the way we wanted to. Again, tonight, Kraken were coming in, trying to get a win streak going after two big wins. You know, their most recent over our old pals, the Canucks. Hockey Night in Canada just on Saturday. They secured a big win there, 4-3 in Vancouver, where they actually held on to a lead. But unfortunately tonight, they weren't able to do that. Ty is here to help break this one down. Ty, how's it going? Can you hear me, first of all?
Yeah, I hear you just fine.
Okay.
Just normal Kraken hockey, huh?
Yeah. I don't know, maybe give your thoughts here as we get into the stream just a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of missed it first because I was doing some coaching. Coach the learn to skate, so doing some hockey skills with some kids. So I came in kind of late, tried to rush through those. Saw the goals that happened, a couple leaky ones by Gru. I don't know if he's feeling ill or what's going on, but they ended up switching him out. JDAC comes in, is pretty solid through the remaining two periods. Super happy with that effort. The boys just kind of take over in the second, and the shots on goal is heavy in the favor of the Kraken at that point. So score two, go up, yeah. Looks good, feeling good. Actually selling a little bit in my living room. It's been a little bit, but yeah. So then you get into the third, and all of a sudden it kind of flips the other way, and here comes Calgary with all these shots on goals, and yeah, we'll go through all that kind of stats and fun stuff like that. But I mean, in the OT we go, dreading the shootout. Don't even make it to the shootout. So yeah, we can kind of plug through stuff, and yeah, here we go. I was
hoping that we would go to the shootout again just so we could win another one.
Yeah,
but we didn't get there, and honestly, you know, it kind of felt like Calgary was going to tie the game, and it just kept, you know, kind of building towards that. And we've been conditioned to like see this multiple times this season, and you know, maybe again, couple steps forward, now a step backward. Got to see how you respond against this San Jose team coming in on Wednesday. They've played a little bit better of late. The San Jose Sharks are not a good team though, and they're a very beatable team. So let's see what response we get from the Kraken on Wednesday. Ty, we're going to talk all about this throughout the show tonight. Probably not too long because it is late in the evening, but I was hoping to, you know, I have it in my notes here ready, you know, to say, oh, we got back to 500, but we're not quite there yet. Yeah. Little ways to go on that. But thanks everybody for being on the stream tonight. I would love to hear from you guys. What is your go-to Thanksgiving dish? That's the poll question tonight. So be sure to vote on that because this is really, really important stuff. Ty was making fun of me because I'm old. He said, what is green bean casserole?
I know what it is, but why is that your go-to? Now I'm going to get, hopefully someone tears me up.
Let's look at the results so far, and you might be surprised because 29%
Striatic's
of people...
comment is perfect. He even trademarked it.
Okay, let's get Striatic on the... Oh, it says, I hate the freaking Flames. Is that the one you're talking about?
The next...
Oh, I got to catch up. Yeah, it still has to catch up a little bit. There we go.
It's in quote, and it's a trademark.
Trademark. Hey, at least we got a point trademarked, and that's fantastic. We've said that, 4 or 5 times now this season, and kind of sucks to have to say it, especially when you're yielding leads late in the game. But
yeah.
I don't know. I think eventually they're going to learn from it, and if you can collect points along the way, great, but never feels good as a fan to watch your team lose a lead late again in a game and then lose in overtime. Okay, so the poll results. All right, turkey and mashed potatoes, shocker, 0%. Stuffing, 29%. Green bean casserole, 29%. Other is 43%. So let me know, what is the other? You guys have to leave a comment, or we have no idea what your go-to is. I love hearing all the different Thanksgiving traditions. We do that on the channel and talk about that a lot. I think I'll be live Wednesday maybe as well, so we can talk about it, maybe some more, Ty. But in the meantime, let's talk about this game tonight. Crab, really? This is what Ty Jacobs likes.
It was a low-key sneak in, and then it's become a staple. So nice. I love me some crab. All kinds of different crab too. So
Striatic says, I just eat lots and lots of mashed potatoes with mushroom gravy. So fair enough.
Starchy boy. Let's go.
I love them. I love the mashed potatoes as well. So what I do, I take my mashed potatoes and I create the little, you know, the Crater Lake
Yep.
setup to dig
Yep.
in the hole
Did you
there.
have a wizard island?
I don't usually have an island because I'm just too hungry at that point because I try not to
Yeah.
eat really anything leading up to the meal on
Yep.
Thanksgiving. But
Yep.
um, yeah, so you get the gravy in there and it's awesome. I'm a big stuffing guy though too, so that's
Oh
kind of
yeah,
my
dude.
gonna
A
play
good
my card.
stuffing. Let's go.
Yeah. All right, so let's recap things here. Again, Mike, Sasquatch NHL, Ty Jacobs is joining the show tonight as well. Let's look at the setup as we go in. I think I need to switch here. There we go. We were 7-8-4 coming into this one. Flames were 6-8-3. So both of these teams trying to find footing early in the season, right, Ty?
Yeah, definitely. Maybe a little bit
Oops.
more struggle over there that they've kind of sorted out a little bit. They were putting that 10 bills as in like dollar bills guy on the bench there for a bit. That kind of made some headlines in
Yep,
Huberto.
it's
So
in my notes
yeah.
here too. Yeah, that
Oh,
was kind of
my
big
bad.
news there. Like it was one period of play. It
Yeah,
would be probably pretty big news on any team when one of your star players gets sat down for a whole period like that. But
absolutely. It
yeah,
sends a message to the team also, like anybody who's going to get set. So show
and
up
I
or
think
red pine.
Coach Huska relatively new, right? A new name for a lot of people that
Yep.
maybe aren't as familiar, but that's kind of a statement thing for a coach when you sit down one of your big time players like that. So it seems like it's worked out. But
Yeah.
yeah, let's talk about the Flames a little bit here and the Kraken setting things up. But for this episode, we're going to talk about the story of the game a little bit, set things up like we're going to do right now. Look at the roster, 3 stars, stats, break things down with the goals, and of course, chat with you guys throughout the live stream. And again, hit that poll question, hit the like button for me too as well. Helps out the stream, helps out the channel. We also like to know where you're tuning in from. If you're new and you're not chiming in the chat, shout out your hometown. Let us know where you're watching from. Okay, so let's talk about the Flames just a little bit here before we get into the Kraken. But like you mentioned, Huberdeau, a little bit of a slow start, sat down. I think he's got 10 points now, a couple more tonight, I think. So under the microscope. In general, expectations not really being met up in Calgary so far this season. Right, Ty?
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of the same story last season also. I mean, you bring this guy in over from Florida. He's had a huge season in Florida. Doesn't really do much again this season. Doesn't really do much. I imagine being a Calgary fan being a little upset about what's going on.
Yeah.
This is your $10 million guy. Well, I think it's actually a little bit more than that, but you expect him to perform and kind of be that star to take the team on their shoulders when it's needed. So we haven't really seen that.
But he is starting to heat up. Kraken similarly trying to get, their footing, starting to heat up a little bit. Matty Beniers had the game-winning goal in the last game against the Canucks. And that's a huge win.
Yeah.
Big game for them in Vancouver. Saturday night, they go in, they give Vancouver their first, I think, regulation loss of the season. So that was
finally got Demko.
Yeah, finally, right? But trending up a little bit. They had that shootout win, which, that was the first one in, what was it, a million years or so.
Probably since like Donskoy or something like that.
I think, yeah, it was 370 something days. I think
I remember Donskoy scoring in overtime to win one. I think I was actually there.
Yeah.
Well,
that's right. You were, weren't you?
I think so, right?
I think, I remember you talking about it.
I think I remember.
So the question, though, can Seattle stay consistent? And tonight, it wasn't too bad, but that third period, Calgary really put it on them.
Yeah.
I think, we'll look at the shot counts by period here in just a little bit, but not the best finish for Seattle. And we were hoping that this was going to kind of stop happening, and it hasn't yet.
Nope.
But we'll see. Stratic also saying, watching a team in actual tailspin like the Oilers, all these things costing the Kraken the occasional point seems so fixable. The result tonight is lousy but tolerable. And I remember last time Stratic was on, we were talking about the loss to Edmonton in overtime, and we were feeling kind of oddly encouraged by that game. I don't know if you remember that one, Ty, or if you were watching, but it was one of those where, they kind of blew it late, and the Oilers took things over, just very similar to tonight, but maybe some encouraging things happening. I did like how the Seattle Kraken got to the net throughout most of the evening tonight. That's a big part of their game, right?
Yeah. Hopefully you have some shot charts, maybe.
Oh, maybe. I can
Oh,
see if I can get the flow chart. If you can describe a goal extra long during the breakdown, I'll go grab the flow chart. It's super easy to do,
it's
actually.
not too bad.
Team isn't good enough yet, but the trajectory is the right trajectory. And he made me say that word twice. I always struggle with that word. Striatic says, I'm trusting the process. So thanks for chiming in, Striatic. I think that's kind of the general feeling with a lot of us, but it is easy to get impatient and kind of lose track of just exactly what progress is sometimes when you see these leads evaporate.
You kind of need to look at individual players on this one as far as who's standing out. I mean, Yams had a monster of a game. That dude was everywhere, causing all kinds of trouble. This is just watching stuff like that, getting excited about stuff like that. Maddie's kind of come back on during OT. He was dangling all over the place, breaking ankles. That's the kind of stuff that I kind of watch for, especially when we take an L. So there's some positives. We are crashing the front of the net and getting some work done in there. That was a huge problem last year where we just wouldn't do that. But that is occurring, getting some good tips and stuff in there. So yeah, we can go into it a little bit more when we start talking about individual goals and stuff like that.
Quick look again at the poll, because again, this is, on my mind, food. What is your go-to Thanksgiving dish? Turkey and mashed potatoes still 0%. That's kind of shocking to me. Stuffing 33%, green bean casserole 22%. 9 total votes so far. So thanks everybody for voting. If you haven't yet, hit that poll question and leave a comment if you're voting for the other category. And if you're liking the stream tonight, hit the like button too. That helps the channel out. But okay, Ty, let's get into the roster just a little bit. Nothing changed. Exactly the same roster.
No line salad tonight.
Oh, I've got music playing. Hold on a second. Let me stop the music.
I can never hear the music until I rewatch.
There we go.
It's interesting.
Yeah. It's because I can't get
I'm
it
fine
to
with
repeat. You prefer it that way? I've asked a couple of guests and they're like, yeah, it might be good to hear it, but it's fine.
I'm totally fine with it.
I have been told many times to turn it down, so I've worked on that too. So if you're a listener that can't stand my music, I apologize, but I do try to keep it manageable. But okay, so roster same. Only difference tonight was Grubauer got the start, but he didn't stick around for long, and Joey got right back in. Do you think we're going to see Podorowski at all here while he's been called up?
Man, I don't know. What is Potts? I know he's a forward, right?
Yeah.
I don't remember exactly what position, if he's a center, because we saw Pierre kind of have that weird kind of fall at the end there, and he was looking a little rough. So I don't know. I don't know if he's a center. I don't. Yeah.
He's got a lot great scoring touch. He's technically
Potts, he's a good player for sure, and I'd be excited to see him get a little bit of time. But he's the center.
Yeah.
Okay, so that just makes sense there. So. But yeah,
you could put him on the wing, right?
Cartsy. Well, I'm just saying if Pierre Bellemare has some issue from that fall he had late in the third, plug and play, right? So I just couldn't remember if he was playing wing or center, and it's been Grew did definitely look bad. He's got to be ill or something, because just leaky and lethargic almost.
Maybe he just had some Taco Bell or something before the game and it just didn't work out. But
I feel like if I'm having Taco Bell out on the ice, I'm gonna be pretty snappy and tight.
So we will talk a little bit about what I had tonight during the breakdown, so stay tuned for that.
All right,
some really interesting things happened. Yes, I'm in bachelor mode right now. The ladies are out of state, so I think I'm got about a week here where it's just me, and that's a long time because they're not usually gone that much. I'm usually the one that's gone. So this is kind of different territory. But yeah, a lot of pizza and beer so far.
Rocking
not
around
tonight.
in your underwear?
No, I got pants. Well, I have shorts on. But tonight, just kind of kicking it, watching the game, chatting with Ty. But yeah, Ty's disappeared. Carol's Dark Sarcasm says, poor Gru looks so sad. And we felt bad. There was no official report, I don't think. But we could still hear you, Ty, but we'll see.
I'm working on it.
Maybe some news will come out. Actually, I prefer you like this, Ty. It's a little easier on the eyes. Got to be honest.
Right.
Pretty sure Potts is a center. Yeah, that's correct, Stratic. Thanks for helping us out there. I was forgetting. I just know he's a really good scorer. Great, Ty's back.
Dang, sorry guys.
Josh Schilling says, I think we're making progress. I would agree. but we're still not playing strong all three periods. I think we have every right to be optimistic, though. Indeed, Ty, if you want to take that one and respond.
Yeah, I think really the third period there is we had to be ready to respond, and I think we maybe a little bit too much trying to prevent things, and didn't prevent much. But yeah, they ended up finding that goal, and sadness occurs. But yeah, I 100% agree. I didn't get a lot of look at the first period. Second period, yeah, I 100% agree. Like dessert, let's go. But second period looked super good, and then they kind of flipped and did what we did to them on the second period, and to us on the third. So. Got to figure out how to close these out. Maybe play a little less. Like when I was playing, you would always want to be playing offense as your best defense, right? So if you can keep it down in the other end, it's going to be good stuff. But that was not the case.
Definitely was not. So Carol Lee Schilling says dessert, of course, referring to the poll. Again, if you haven't voted on the poll, please do.
Yeah.
So far, 50% people saying other, 20% for green bean casserole. I voted for green bean casserole. That's how lame I am.
Is there only one vote?
But it's so good. Yeah, 30% for stuffing. Nobody's voted for turkey and mashed potatoes yet, but maybe I should have separated. You can only do 4 choices on these. So I was like, I got to have mashed potatoes on there.
I was expecting something like, what do you think about the Winter Classic jersey?
Yeah, but Ty, that's hockey stuff. The polls are for, silly stuff like this. Okay, Stratic says, I checked after last game. We can do hockey stuff on the polls too. Cartier, by the way, is top 100 expected goals per 60 guy in the league. Really? He's mildly snake bit and kind of owed a goal or two. So maybe something to keep an eye on.
Yep.
As, next couple of games here, Ty Cartier, people keep picking him for the first goal picks over on X.com, and it doesn't happen. So maybe he'll get the opener here soon.
And tonight, I noticed him a whole bunch. The guy was just going to the hard areas. He was playing the body. He got a couple good shots, but big tendy that he's shooting at too. So yeah, 100% happy with what Cars is doing. He's definitely coming soon. I think we'll get a goal out of him, and then he'll take off.
I think, obviously Burakovsky not back yet too. I was a little bit frustrated. I think just, a week and a half or so ago, kind of saying like, okay, what's the next move here? But the whole time I have thought, ownership, front office in general, they're going to want to see this roster healthy before they make any major decisions. So I think that piece coming back, Burakovsky, is so long as, something else doesn't happen or another player goes down, but it would be good to see what this mix is with a healthy Berkey. I don't know. What do you think about that?
I wish we could get some actual time out of Berkey. I mean, that line chemistry is such a big deal. But when you're out and you get in for a little bit, and then you're out again, and it's like, man, you can't really build that chemistry.
So Carol's Dark Sarcasm is asking, what is snake bit? So snake bit is a term they use in hockey a lot when you're having trouble scoring, like unlucky, basically. Yep. Is kind of the phrase there. So that's what that means.
The puck's not bouncing your way. You don't have puck luck. Like there's a bunch of stuff. Mm-hmm. You're a duster.
They use that a lot in hockey specifically. I'm not exactly sure why, but it's just kind of one of those phrases that comes up a lot. But yeah, hopefully he'll break through. We're talking about Cartier again. And but yeah, it'd be great to get Berkey back soon. I think it's probably at least a couple more weeks. I haven't really heard a lot, but
it was what, like 6 to 8 or something like that initially?
Yeah.
And I don't even remember when that was. Mm-hmm. I just remember being sad. Right here. Right here.
Yeah, no problem, Carol's Dark Sarcasm. I'll just call you Carol.
So that, how I go by Ty? When I was back in the day, when I would see that pop up, I'm like, damn, how do people know my name? How do they know my name? That's weird.
Everybody wanted to talk to you.
Yeah, I was so confused. This is weird.
All right, let's get into the recap, the breakdown. We're going to talk about the goals.
Back in AOL Instant Messenger and all that stuff, bro.
Oh, I loved that. We used to use that in the dorms. That one and MSN Messenger. Those were huge. Yeah.
Yep.
Man, we are old.
We were watching some Shockwave videos the other day and just dying. I was like, oh my gosh. E-Bombs World and all that stuff.
Oh, yeah, that was a good website, too.
Oh, buddy. Dating ourselves a bit. It's okay.
That's okay. It's fine. Okay, here we go. First period, Grubauer in net, but not for long. Vladar goes for Calgary. And Let's see what loads on the graphics here, Ty, because for some reason I always have to move it around. There we go.
Yeah.
Lindholm, right away, all over the Kraken, sustained pressure, cycling. Talk about this one a little bit.
Yeah, so I kind of missed this one a little bit because I was driving home, but I think it's just kind of more of a leaky thing. The second one was definitely, Huberdeau one was definitely a leaky thing, but yeah, I kind of missed this one. Not really wanting to. I wish we had the timestamps of the goals on here because I think it was like pretty early, right?
This was this was only a minute.
Yeah,
this is like a minute and a half.
36 or something in.
Yep. But Lindholm just kind of he stepped into one there on the circle and just it was a quick snapshot.
And then they had the other goal that was called off because homie just went driving straight through Grubauer. But yeah, and then the Undertaker, that one was fun. Do you want me to talk about that one?
Oh, we'll get there. We're not there yet.
Go through Lindholm's goal because I kind of missed the details.
Yeah, so it was just a quick snapper from the circle there. He beat Gru low stick side.
Oh, yeah, the one that just went past his pad. That's right.
Yep. So Calgary grabs that 1-0 lead. And then moments later, Pospasol had that breakaway, just kind of got the edge on Schultz. Yep. He was defending, but he just, the speed there from Pospasol. Grubauer gets run into, the puck goes into the net. So they, that was interference. They waved that one off, but not exactly the start that you're wanting if you're the Seattle Kraken. No. As we know, it's a 60-minute game. They lots of time left. So a couple other things. Schwartz had a nice hit. He was physical tonight, I thought, trying to get the boys going early, right?
He was yapping with them too there kind of at the end. So I like to see that physicality and then a little talking, getting in their brain a little bit, on their mind.
So it kind of got the boys going. About 8 minutes now into the game, they respawn. Kraken generating more offense. They're getting shots. They're getting to the net, causing some traffic, screening Vladar. And they force a face-off in the Calgary zone. Alex Winberg, tell us about this one, Ty.
Yeah, so you win the face-off clean. I'm assuming this is the Dunn, right?
Yep.
Yeah, so you win the face-off clean. Dunn gets that good angle and just rips one and beats Vladar. So it was super nice. Again, face-offs are important, and we see why here. You get a good win, cycle's over. There's a couple Calgary guys that are kind of in Vladar's eyes and just is able to find the back of the net. And let's go. I love it. Kind of not the first time we've seen this from Dunn also. So this is a great habit to be in. I love it. Yeah.
This is what we want from Vincey. So it's a tie game now. We got Belmar called for tripping. Calgary counters on the power play. 8:20 left in the first. One of the players that we talked about during the setup here, Jonathan Huberdeau, throws it at the net. It basically just kind of went through. I don't know if you saw this, but it kind of went through Gru's arm. It was super awkward.
Just a leaky one there.
Yeah. I don't know if he couldn't see it or if there was a screen, but it surprised him a little bit. And so Calgary regains the lead there, 2-1. Huberdeau also had a big hit on Turbo behind the net. So, playing physical, laying the lumber, a big shot around the net. So that's what you want if you're a Calgary fan, but not so much Kraken fan.
Yeah.
All right, so second period.
Oh, boy.
It gets better for the Kraken in this period, which is good because we haven't had a lot of second periods that have gone well this season. But before I get there, I want to talk about what I was eating. I was eating a Wendy's Frosty. Just the small junior-sized one, though. And as I started eating it, well, probably should have been because I start eating it, the Kraken score. I finish eating it, and Calgary immediately scored. So I posted that over on X, and people were like, "Got to get more Frosties." So I think from now on, I'm just
our complex problem here.
Frosty for each period, right? I'm gonna probably have to start working out more,
or just at all.
I went with the peppermint. I usually get the chocolate, but they have the peppermint. It says it's back. So I was like,
that sounds super good.
It was delicious. So next game, you might want to go treat yourself to a Wendy's. That's a free ad, Wendy's.
Yeah.
Look a guy up over here.
Seriously.
Okay, so second period. Do I have to put that into the YouTube notes or something? I don't even know how that works.
I have no idea. I don't think so.
Hackstall, maybe not so thrilled. We don't know what was going on with Gru, but he gets the hook. Joey Decord comes in to start the second. And just 5 minutes into that second frame, it kind of energizes the guys a little bit. A big chance, Alexiak, a big shot. It's good to see Big Rig getting his shots on net. If you have any thoughts on that.
Yeah, I like seeing Rig. He's got a pretty monster shot. I mean, usually big defensemen have monster shots, and he definitely does. We've seen him score. But yeah, anything you can get on net, get some bounces and get some tap-ins. I love it, especially now that we're actually playing the front of the net. So,
right.
Yeah, super happy about that.
Got Zadorov, cross-checks Cartier. That's a power play for the Kraken.
Yep.
They had some good energy early in this one, then it kind of faded out. Back to the bathroom break. They have a few minutes later. They took momentum out of their power plays throughout the evening. One of their best chances of the night just after that power play expired. A great play by Yamamoto. You kind of mentioned this.
Oh, yeah.
To Matty Beniers in front. Man, that was a close one, wasn't it?
Yeah. So, I mean, just doing good network or net out. Man, I swear I can talk. Work out
you don't
in
have
front of the net, right?
It's not a requirement on this channel.
And just be like, yeah, you guys don't want to look at me or nor hear me, so it's fine. But yeah, so working hard out front of the net, doing kind of the greasy work that you need to do, and ended up actually paying off. So yeah, super happy. Yams was all over the place. He's probably going to be my pick for when we do Winter Classic jerseys. I think it has to be Yamamoto. I'm a Spokane boy.
That's right.
It kind of marks the time also. So that's how I choose my jersey stuff. So yeah.
Okay, so Vladar stopped that one, but I'm really loving Yamamoto's game recently, so let's keep that going. But yeah. Kraken keep at it coming out of the commercial just after all that. Another big push. Jordan Eberle breaks through. This one was sweet. I don't know if you saw it, but what were your thoughts on that?
So what was funny is, I don't know if you noticed in our group chat, Brian and I are just like, man, why is he such a stone wall? Blah, blah, blah. We need him to be leaky. And then all of a sudden, here comes the leaky goal. So it was really funny. We kind of spoke it into existence. I don't know if that's really a nice thing to do, is talk people down and then all of a sudden they start playing down. But hey, I mean, it worked out for us. So
it was like negative manifestation.
Yeah. I don't know if that's a good thing, but
Eberle was, just like in really tight quarters down there in the middle of the slot, deking, and then he just kind of flung it in their backhand. So it's tied up 2-2 now.
Yeah, your stick handling in the phone booth is kind of we've heard it said before. So
I think they even said that on the broadcast if I remember right. But starting to ramp things up now, continuing to drive to the net. That's what you want. Moments later, another big payoff. Jared McCann planted right in front. The big shot from Big Cat this time.
Yeah.
And what happens?
So he just Lars does what you need to do as a defenseman, kind of out there on the outside, puts the puck on net, and then Canner, I think he kind of catches it like mid shaft and gets it to deflect in, and away it goes. So
he kind of had to almost not. I don't know if he jumped, but he kind of had to shift. As he tipped it in there.
It was like a sideways thing. Off it goes. Ow! As I whack myself.
Stratic says, here's a question. Of all the Flames, which one would you most want on the Kraken, factoring in cap hit and reasonable acquisition cost?
Boy.
You want to think about that one for a sec?
I don't even know. I'd have to pull up Cap Friendly and even see what they are. I love Stratic's questions. He always does this stuff.
Stratic, we're gonna do this. Let's get through the goals, and then I'll open Cap Friendly, and I'm gonna think about it here for a second too. Okay, so we're up 3-2 at this point. Jared McCann, big goal. I love that when we go to the third, and the third isn't the best fun story to tell, but we have to tell the whole story here on the channel. That's part of the deal.
Holy cow. Wait till you pull up this Cap Friendly. It's like UFA-ville.
We've talked about this before. I said Calgary's got all sorts of UFAs.
9.
It was just it was too soon to talk about it the last time we played. I think you were on that stream too. And I said, a lot of UFAs coming for Calgary, but I don't know how you handle that right now. You got to figure out who you want to keep around and who you don't, and they're going to have to probably make some moves.
Yeah, definitely.
Maybe before the trade deadline arrives, you start dealing, but you have to see where you're at in the standings too, so it's kind of this tricky. Expectations are high. Got a lot of UFAs pending, so Okay, so we go into the third period. I thought Joey was pretty good to start this period off. Felt like the middle of the period just kind of rapidly approached. Kraken were chasing a little bit. I thought they kind of got more into that defensive posture like you alluded to.
Yep.
They weren't pushing the envelope offensively, and we'll see that in the shot chart here in just a minute. But under 7 to go, Seattle has a 2-on-1. This would have been huge. Gord ripped one high over the net. Ty was making all sorts of noises in the green room during that.
Yep.
But then we go late here, shorthanded with the 1-goal lead. Calgary. Good sustained pressure. We're clinging to it. Big Cat, a big block. Joey, a big glove save.
Yep.
And it felt good. I felt like, okay, we're going to get through this. They go to commercial. And right out of that commercial, Calgary found a way. What happened the way you saw it?
I don't remember this goal. I was too sad.
Repressed the memories.
I've gone numb. I remember the OT goal, but this one
it was Hannafin. He just kind of sent it to the net there. Mangiapane got to the net, snuck it through Joey.
Yeah,
and
this is kind of the one where he kind of just skated it past him a little bit. Okay. So the shot happens. He kind of catches it in between his legs. Just happens to turn just right. Puck falls behind J-Dak, and he's like, boop, poke. That's right.
Just kind of squeaked through there.
And not how I would want to be catching the puck trying to score, but hey, if it works, it works.
Yeah. Kind of some weird, squeaky, leaky goals throughout the evening. This one was definitely not any exception to that. And then you go to overtime. And unfortunately, overtime.
So as we're in the back, we haven't started the stream or anything. Mike and I are just kind of chatting, and I'm just like, man, I'm watching this, and we can totally dominate possession in overtime, but with the players that they have, it just takes 1 second. It's just like when you play like someone like Colorado or Edmonton or something like that. They don't really have to have possession. It just takes that one turnover, bam, and then so we have the turnover. We are able to get it back, kind of gets a turnover again, and then this one bites us in the butt. He kind of goes around J-Dak. J-Dak kind of overcommits a little bit, comes back super hard, hits the post, gets the stop, but loses his twig in that action. Lars tries to come over, get in the way. I think Winnie did a slide also. But when you're flying over, you lose the stick, you're down. It opens up a whole lot of net, and they're able to find it. So a good, solid hustle play, sticking with the puck. We harp on this all the time. As you're growing up playing hockey and stuff like that, like you consistently play until the whistle, regardless of what's going on. And that's exactly what they did. And that was it.
Yeah, it's a tough one. It just kind of felt like they were it was like the third period, you felt like they were going to grind through. They did have those couple of chances. And then again in overtime, I kind of felt like, oh, okay, maybe they're going to get to the shootout with this one, but it kind of fell apart late. Unfortunately, I do think, great move by Hackstall going to Joey to start the second there.
Agreed.
That changed the whole game. I thought after that they had a pretty good second period, very directive to the net throughout the evening, but that push by Calgary in the third really kind of ended up being the whole story. And before we get too far, Ty, I want to come back to Stryak's question because I just pulled up Cap Friendly. But if you want to share some more kind of closing thoughts on the overtime as I do that here.
Yeah, I mean, I was liking that we can control the puck, we can cycle around. Calgary didn't really look like they were doing such a hot job of keeping the puck and stuff like that. So we were able to do kind of what we've been able to do since we had that really hard focus on it. I think it was actually season 1. But yeah, being able to keep control of the puck, cycle it around, create opportunities, maybe not attack a couple of opportunities, but overall, like pretty happy with what we do in OT. But man, it sucks that we don't have, like, I guess if you got Canner out there in the right spot, he could make you pay pretty easy. But it just doesn't feel like we have like a Huberdeau or something like that that can just instantly bang and it's over. But yeah, not everybody has a Huberdeau or a McDavid, Draisaitl type thing. So not big sad. Can always learn. Possession was good. I think the cycling between all the players was super good. And
maybe, not as So we're getting closer kind of back to that 500 marker, which is
Yeah.
great. I don't know if that's going to get you into the playoffs,
No.
but it maybe feels a little bit less worse on nights like this when you're kind of trending in the right direction. Seems like that's
Yep.
generally what people are saying and feeling, in the chat, but also on the broadcast and within the organization and a lot of, the podcasts and news reports and things that we read. It just kind of feels like they're figuring things out. So hopefully they can now take a step forward again here over the next couple of games. We'll see what happens. But okay, so I've got Cap Friendly up.
Keep the point streak going. That would be wonderful.
Yeah. I think, for me, Striatic, Mangiapane, fun name to say. He's got a 5.8 mil cap hit. Pretty manageable. You've got him through next year. That's a guy I would love to see as a Kraken. Nazem Kadri, love that guy as well. A little bit higher salary, $7 million. Jonathan Huberdeau, I just don't know. I think that he's the type of player that you would like to see on the Kraken, but contractually, that's just not going to work.
Man, it goes till 2030.
Yeah.
For 10.5.
That's a lot. Even Kadri. Kadri's goes out there too, but
Kadri's is 2028 at 7 mil.
Backlund, the captain there, $4.5 million.
4.5, yeah.
Through 27. So it's kind of intriguing as well. I don't know if he puts the numbers up at the same rate that he has in the past, but yeah, for me, it's probably Mangiapane if I had to pick. What about you, Stratic? What is your pick? I'm curious. And Ty, what are you kind of circling in on for that question? Markstrom. Well, no, that's actually a little bit too high.
Yeah. So, I mean, obviously, I took a peek at Christopher Tanev just because I think it'd be cool to have the brothers on the same team.
That would be
some
crazy.
brothers don't like to play together, though. I don't know if that's the case for them. But he was the first one that popped into my mind before I even opened up. He's at 4.5, and he's a UFA next year. So that might be something actually looking at, like trade deadline or something like that, but not for us. We're probably more in the position to be in selling and getting more assets for the core. I don't hate Lindholm. Elias, I think he could be, and just kind of bringing in another one of those like more experienced centers and stuff to kind of lead the way, right? So, but he's 28. I don't know. I kind of feel like you win cups with youth, right? Or you kind of take the next step with youth. So he could probably help us work with like Maddie and Shaner and stuff like that. But I don't know. It's kind of a weird one.
I can't remember where I read it or heard it, but teams that win the Stanley Cup generally have a certain percentage of their roster that have come up through their own organization, through their minor league affiliates and through drafting, as opposed to signed as free agents and that route. But yeah, I can't remember where I read that, but it was a pretty striking percentage. Just off the top of my brain, I'm downloading in the background the shot charts and the heat map.
You're
just
good.
just for Ty here. So
I'm looking at the Kraken one here too, and the only one that's older than me is Belmar. Somehow trashing on guys for being kind of old or maybe having an older roster.
Well, you're doing it relatively though, so
yeah,
understandable.
Yeah, so I don't know. It's kind of interesting because
Brian says, another Kraken point for Sam Slap. So Sam Slap is the name of Brian's brand new TV, and it has a pretty good record going. Brian, what's the record so far?
I don't remember what the record. Well, he's got a point every single time, so
point streak. And also, Brian, you need to vote on the poll too, and let us know what you picked because I'm really curious. What's your go-to Thanksgiving dish? If you just logged into the stream, really important stuff here. If you're picking other, let me know in the chat. What it is. So turkey and mashed potatoes still at 0%, stuffing 33%, green bean casserole 17%, and others 50%. I think Carol's Dark Sarcasm said dessert, which obvious, like that's a great choice.
If I could change my answer, that would probably be it.
You could change it. Yeah, you can change.
I do like when we have crab though. That's. I mean, it makes sense in the Northwest, right? I mean,
yeah,
it's literally like Dungeness crab right out there. So.
Stratic says, I don't know, that's why I'm asking you, but a lot of people have been talking about Zadorov. Not sure I'm sold on him. I'm not either.
Zadorov.
He's huge. He's
Yeah.
intimidating, physical game, but he's undisciplined, and I don't like that on the Kraken, especially when our penalty kill isn't so great.
Sushi.
But yeah, Coronado is a guy with great scoring analytics relative to actual results, but he's young, kind of like their Cartier. Yeah, that's interesting. So, and that's a good homework question. Maybe I'll go look at that for teams within our division a little bit too. I'm always kind of curious.
Yeah, I need to do some eyeball checks on stuff too, because analytics doesn't tell you the whole story sometimes. I mean, if you were to look at analytics right now, Cartier's like, is he actually putting up points when the dude's all over the place, like stuff like expected goals and stuff? Like, come on, dude, just hit the net.
All right, let's look at the stats and the flow charts.
Turn cap friendly off here so I can see.
Brian says green bean casserole for me. That's my guy.
See,
right there.
I told you it's an age thing.
What? Brian's way older than me.
I'm good buddies with both you guys.
Kidding, Brian.
I'm gonna get trashed.
Brian's gonna give me a downvote for that. Yeah, if you guys just logged in, reminder, hit that like button, helps the channel, and vote on the poll question. We're talking about our go-to Thanksgiving dish, and Shiny Stuff is here weighing in as well. What's up, Shiny Stuff? Good to have you. Says, going to Thanksgiving dish, dirt cake. Oh, is that when you mash the Oreos up or something like that?
That sounds wonderful.
Yeah. Also, Seattle could have a very Seattle game against the Sharks. I'm hoping not.
Me too.
Can't afford that going into Thanksgiving.
Who do they play Friday?
Vancouver.
Oh boy, should be good.
That's going to be really good because you're going to get the people coming down from BC. It's going to be a party at Climate Pledge Arena, and hopefully the building is rocking there. Sorry, 4-game point streak for Sam Slap. So congrats, Brian, on the new TV, and also agreeing with me on green bean casserole. So that gives you extra points in the goal scoring challenge. I'll just give you bonus points. We won't tell anybody.
Who's the favorite now? Dang it.
Carol's Dark Sarcasm says green bean casserole present. What? There we go. Another one. What? I thought Carol's Dark Sarcasm said dessert.
Yeah. What?
Wait,
from cap friendly to green bean casserole.
Yeah, that's the way we do it here at Sasquatch NHL.
Oh, that is actually pretty good. I know what green bean casserole is now.
Oh, it's the best.
But it's not going to be my go-to. Like, I'm not going to get just fat and happy on something like that. Man, that does look super good. I'm hungry, bro.
Maybe we could have split it into like main dish versus side dish.
Oh, sides and stuff. Yeah.
Get a little more nuanced here with it, but yeah, there's only so many things you can do with the poll question. Okay, let's look at the stats.
Sometimes replace turkey with like a salmon or something like that.
Yeah. Right?
Oh yeah, buddy.
Love it. Okay, game stats. So we'll quickly look at kind of the main categories here. Shots on goal. 31-31, so pretty good, generating shots tonight. Maybe not so much in the third. We'll see.
We were so far ahead in the second, and then they catch right back up. So,
Brian says a lot harder now. Yeah.
Well, we won the face-off battle. That's why we lost the game. Makes sense.
I hate how that myth, and that legend is now growing.
Oh, did I find a button?
Yeah. I love winning face-offs. It just never works out.
It is, yeah. I mean, we scored off the face-off, so it's just a joke. I don't think it's actually a correlation, but
yeah, well,
kind of funny.
Doesn't mean we can't joke about it. So 56% tonight. Power play 0 for 2. Calgary 1 for 2. Let me get the flow chart on the screen here after we look at the shots by period, though, because that'll help tell the story a lot. Second period, that big pushback from Seattle, 17 shots in the second, and then that 16-shot third period. So they kind of gave us a taste of our own medicine there.
Yeah, I mean, I remember this, except for we had a couple games ago, we had one shot, and it was from like the red line. It was a dump in. But yeah, where are we going in the third period?
I don't know. We'll figure it out eventually.
We kind of need to pay attention more if it's teams making adjustments and we're not able to respond or what. I think we just kind of fell back in this one, tried to play protect yourself, and it didn't work very well.
Brian saying good night. Love your work.
Good night, Brian. It's what?
Thanks for being here. Yeah, it's pretty late on the
1:30 for him.
I didn't want to think. I mean, it's late here. Okay, flow chart, and then we'll do the heat map too.
Okay.
So let's see, it might take over the whole screen. Nope. So again, courtesy of Natural Stat Trick. that there. Let me just hide the other one because it's kind of hard to see both. But so there's your, I mean, you can really see like the first period very split.
Yep.
And then Seattle kind of takes things over. And then Calgary, that big third. You know, so it's... Where's the heat map here? I thought I had the heat map. Let me hide this one.
Unacceptable. So I think with the shot map is kind of what we wanted to highlight is we are getting to the front of the net and we are causing trouble. If you look at the shot map from the last game also, front of the net, causing trouble. Finally, I love it.
There we go.
Yeah, look at that big old... Yeah, buddy. So... You can just put that over my window if you want.
Yeah, I'll just hide Ty. I'm gonna have
right
so many
your eyebrows.
There we go.
But yeah.
Yeah, so that big red spot there, that's where you want it.
Make it happen,
And
yeah.
2 goals were because of that directly. And then also traffic. Winning a face-off, trying to drive traffic to the net.
Yeah, that's so
that
far back,
huge
too. Look at that
Jeez.
gun goal.
Yes.
Just off the blue line. Woo. Traffic
It's all
can work
great
wonders.
things.
Yep.
Definitely. So they got to keep doing it. Got to stick to it.
Yeah.
See what they do next game. Okay, let's look at the 3 stars. And then we're going to have Ty say bye-bye. And then I'm going to say bye-bye right after that. But there's your 3 stars. Anderson, Dunn, and Joey Decord gets a nod from the press.
Yeah.
You know, he came in, did a great job. But Anderson, the game winner in overtime.
Yep. All the coaches that are teaching these young kids coming up, this is what you say, stick with the play, and won them the game there. So extra point for just sticking to the play. Like, I love it. Like, I don't love it, but I love the hockey, the play itself.
Yeah, if you look at these, you know, it's hard not to just look at one game and say, oh man, that was frustrating. If you kind of watch the story evolve through the season, that's what you want to focus on. Hopefully you're seeing the tick upwards, the improvement. And I think that's what I'm seeing. Hopefully you guys are seeing it. Or maybe I'm being deceived or confused, but it does look like it's better hockey than it was week 1.
Oh, yeah.
You know, or week 2. And I think, you know, hockey's a sport where your mistakes can be amplified very quickly. And tonight they just got in a little bit of trouble there in the third period. And a little bit unlucky in overtimes this year. So that's kind of how it's gone, right?
Yep. Yeah. I mean, it's such a fast game and a game of inches, sometimes millimeters. But yeah, every little detail counts. Every little mistake counts. And if you make them, there you go. You come over a little bit too far. You open up the rest of the net because you're out of position. Bam. That's all. That's all it takes. Especially at this level. It's insane. I can't even imagine.
I used to play D-League rec hockey.
Heck yeah.
Oh, man, we were so good.
Yeah. I play B,
Ty.
but
Oh, sorry.
I try not to take it too serious. Some of the guys take it way too serious. Like, I got to go to work the next day, guys. I want to come here, have fun, play some puck with the boys, laugh. Yeah. If we get our butts whooped, laugh. If we win, laugh, have a good time. That's my goal. But some people think that they're scouts in the stands and stuff like that. It's pretty funny. It's like, buddy, you can't even
Stanley
skate.
Cup.
Yeah, seriously.
That's hilarious. No, I remember seeing the same thing.
So bad.
Stratic says, I'm seeing it. Getting goals consistently helps people be positive too. Losing 4-3 a lot easier than those 1 goal for games earlier this season.
Yeah.
Yes. Yep, for sure.
But like the whole first bit of the season was we score a goal and then we just hope that we score another one. Because if we score another one, then we score a whole bunch. Or we either score 1 or a whole bunch.
Right.
But yeah, so we're out of that hole, it seems. I like that.
So hopefully that shooting identity that Dave Hackstall was railing about is starting to form and will remain.
Yams was blasting them today.
Yeah.
So
shots on net. Same thing for Matty Beniers. You know, get the shots on net, get the traffic to the net. It's not too crazy hard of a game when you break it down and make it simple like that. Just get to the net, send the puck to the net as much as you can. Things usually go your way, but all right, Ty, gonna let you go. I'll stick around for a few afterwards. Thanks for being on the show again tonight, everybody. Say goodbye to Ty. We're gonna look at the standings real fast.
Another L for Ty on the live stream.
Yeah, we don't have a very good record here this
We
year.
don't. I think we're 0 and what, like 4 this year?
Oh man.
Yeah.
Speaking of correlation and causation, like, oh my God. Okay.
This needs to be a last minute thing.
Yeah. All right. We'll talk
it's better
soon
than
here.
my real record of 3 and 31. So
yeah, that's a whole
in
different
barn,
story.
3 wins, 31
But we
losses.
exercised those demons. We
did.
those demons.
That game 6, man. It's gonna be all-time best game for me, probably for a long time.
That was a good time.
Yeah, and it was with you. It was awesome.
Yeah, the place was going crazy.
Like...
It was insane. Hopefully we can get back to that point again here. Maybe a deeper round of the playoffs. But okay, thanks, Ty. We'll talk soon here. All right, let's look at the standings. Just a quick reminder here, if you haven't hit the like button on the stream and you're enjoying the video, please do, and vote on the poll question. We can talk about it more over on x.com. The poll was, what was your go-to Thanksgiving dish? And tonight, the poll winner was other, beating out stuffing at 38% in second place, and then green bean casserole in third place. So thanks for playing along. See ya, Carol's Dark Sarcasm. Thanks for being here on the stream. Great to have you guys be a part of this. So there's a quick look at the standings. Ducks just ahead of us, 18 points. Both the Kraken and Ducks were right there in the thick of things. And that big divisional win over Vancouver, you know, that could go a long ways, and we got another shot at them on Friday. But don't forget about the Sharks. Wednesday night, 7 p.m. They are not that great, but no team is ever a pushover in this league. So let's see what happens on Wednesday. Quick look ahead. You got the Sharks, like I said, Wednesday, Canucks on Friday, the day after Thanksgiving. Blackhawks out on the road after that on the 28th. And that's the quick look ahead. Maple Leafs, of course, on the 30th. That's all of November, and then December rolls over on the calendar. So thanks you guys for being here. I do appreciate it. If you haven't subscribed or hit the like button, please do that. Helps the channel out. Sharks swimming to Seattle on Thursday, 7 p.m. start time. Sea creature, mythological sea creature battle versus a great white shark. Always a good time. So we'll see what happens, what Kraken team shows up on Wednesday. Thank you for being here. Keep up over on x.com in the meantime, and Threads as well. Trying to stay active over there. So if you're a Threads user, thanks for participating on that side of things. But that's going to do it for tonight's show. We'll talk to you guys soon. Thanks for tuning in. Have a great evening.